I believe that if someone really needs to use the restroom and you don't let them, you will have bad bathroom karma for the rest of your life. And it deserved, especially if they're holding a chicken. Hello friends, welcome to Chickenlandia. My name is Dahlia. I'm a backyard chicken educator, also known as the president of Chickenlandia. Raising chickens has been the best way for me to find peace and joy in my life, and I want to help you find that too. This is Binky. Say hello, Binky. Binky's a little bit broody today. She's feeling a little bit temperamental. I can relate. I'm gonna put you down. This story includes Binky, believe it or not. So let me just start at the beginning here. So a couple of years ago, my first book called Let's All Keep Chickens was published. And it was a really exciting time in my life. I was doing a lot of traveling during that time. I was doing a lot of in-person events, way more than I'm doing now. Most of that had to do with publicity for the book. So I was really excited to get out there and show my face and sign my autograph on some books. But the other thing about that time is that I was feeling differently. I talk about this a lot, so sorry in advance. I am a 50-year-old woman. My body is going through a lot of changes. I am right in the middle of perimenopause, and it is brutal, utterly brutal. And one of the really hard symptoms that has really kicked up in the last year has been anxiety and panic attacks. And I've talked about this before on my channel. You guys know that I do have panic attacks. I started to have them at events. And the first one I had that was like really bad was at an event I did in, I think it was Iowa. I can't even remember right now. There's another perimenopause thing. Can't remember anything. What happened yesterday? I don't know. Anyway, I was at an event and I had a really bad panic attack and I was on stage. The audience was really sweet. They were just like, "You got this." And so I got through it without like fainting or, you know, you feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack, I'm gonna faint, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna collapse. There's no reasoning to it. It is totally irrational. It's a horrible feeling. And I know some of you guys out there know exactly what I'm talking about and how it feels, but that has really been a part of my life in the last about year and a half. And I've had anxiety for a while, but never like this. And it's tough because I'm a performer. I love being in front of the camera and I also love being in front of an audience. But right now I'm not doing it that much, even though I am really hoping that over the next year, some of this starts to calm down. You know, I do take like supplements and sometimes it's just a matter of finding out what works so that I can get out there and promote my new book that is going to be coming out. It's not coming out for a while. These things take a lot of time, but I do have a new book coming out and I hope to like get out there and do some of the same stuff I did for my first book and like meet a lot of people in person. I really love that. Opportunity to go to Seattle and be on a show called Good Day Seattle, and it's just like a morning kind of newsy, it's not really the news, but it's like a Good Morning America kind of thing, but locally for Seattle. And you know, they asked me, "Do you want to come on and talk about chickens?" And I'm like, yeah. So the morning that it was time for me to go, I got my chicken, Binky, and I put her in a nice comfy little crate and I put her in the car and I made the drive down to Seattle. Now this was at 6 a.m. in the morning that I left and I had to be there at 8. You guys, Seattle traffic is crazy. It is crazy. I thought I was gonna have enough time, but I was really, really cutting it close and I was getting more and more nervous as I was driving down there and I've got this chicken in the car. I'd lived in the city my whole life until we moved to Bellingham. And before that, I was in LA. And I used to drive in all these big cities, Chicago, Los Angeles, Portland, you know, all these big cities, Dallas, and I had no problem. Well, I'm out of practice. So I'm like driving down to Seattle, just feeling like the oldest lady on the planet. But anyway, I was getting there and everything was going okay. And then it was like, oh my gosh, I really have to go to the bathroom. Keep watching, okay? like, you know, different stages of bladder emergency. And when you get older, those stages get like really short. So here I am driving. I'm like, oh, I kind of have to go to the bathroom, you know. And as I'm going through all this traffic, you know, stop and start and all this stuff, and it's taking forever to get down there, it's getting like worse and worse and worse. And as I'm getting close to downtown Seattle, which I never drive down there, this is like the jungle to me, I start to realize, you know, I don't really know like exactly what building I'm supposed to go in, and I don't really know exactly where I'm supposed to park. I started to feel really insecure. I was just like, I don't know if I'm going to the right place. But I was in like this emergency situation. So number one, I had to get to the studio on time. And number two is that it's funny I'm using number one and number two. But anyway, I really had to get to the bathroom before it was like, you know, game over, you're not going on TV because this would be awful. So I found a parking garage and I was like, I just really hope this is the right parking garage. And I had Binky with me, so I'm like carrying my chicken through a parking garage in downtown Seattle. And I don't know if I'm in the right building, but I started to think like, this doesn't look like a production place. Like, this looks like condos or like, and you know, this is downtown Seattle, so they're like high-rise, very nice condos. There's like a guy at the bottom, I don't know what you call him, that is kind of acting as security, and you really are not supposed to go in there unless you live there. So I walk in, I can't even imagine what the look on my face was like. But it was an emergency look. And I had a chicken in a crate. And I was like, I don't know if this is the right place, but I really have to go to the bathroom. I don't really care at this moment if this is the right place. So I walk into this lobby, this really super nice lobby. I walk in, I've got this chicken in a crate, and I look and I see the restroom, and then I look and I see the security guy behind the desk. And we locked eyes. He looked down, he saw my chicken, and there was like just this confusion that went over his face. And I was like, I didn't say anything. I just was like, I just pointed at the bathroom and I went into the bathroom. And when I was in there, I had to leave Binky on the outside of the stall. And so another lady came in there and I was like, I'm sorry, I know there's a chicken in here. And she's like, are you okay? I said, yes, I'm okay. It's okay that I have a chicken in here, but I'm just letting you know that's a chicken. And she's like, yeah, I could see that. So anyway, I did what I needed to do. I went to the front desk and I told the guy, I was like, look, I'm sorry, I know I have a chicken, but I need to know where this production place is. It's like a building with a certain number. And he's like, oh, you are not in the right place. And he told me where to go. I ended up being on Good Day LA. The lady there was super nice. The man behind the desk at that condo complex, thank you very much for having good bathroom karma and for not saying anything and not stopping me from using the restroom, even though I know you could have. Overall, it was a wonderful experience. And, you know, like I said, I think about times like that and I'm like, I really want to have an opportunity like that again. So I'm really working on my health, just doing all the things that you need to do when you get older, and you got to take better care of yourself, and you have to go to the bathroom a lot more than you used to. Even if you have a chicken. So what is your most embarrassing chicken moment? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear it. But the number one thing I want you to know is that you are always welcome in Chickenlandia. Bye.